This is how I think birth control works in Baldur's Gate. When you are in a high fantasy setting with magic, there have got to be spells and potions that people can make and do that are basically plan B or birth control. And yeah, you can just be like, oh, you go to an apothecary for that. But the funnier and more practical option is contraception is a type of spell that people can cast, and somebody in your camp of mostly spellcasters can do that for you. So who do you think it is? Who would you go to? My headcanon is that contraception is a medicine magic, so you need someone who can heal to do it for you. If you disagree with me and think that it's more a warlock or a wizard's job, I'm curious to hear about that, but with my theory, that would leave you with Shadowheart, Minthara, Jaheira, and Halsin. So let's say you unlocked a romance scene that you weren't prepared for. Whose tent do you go into at 4 in the morning asking for the Plan B spell? Personally, I'd probably go to Shadowheart. Despite all of its obvious problems, I really don't think that the Cult of Shar would be anti-contraception. And Shart is my girly pop. I trust her. She was hyping me up with a bottle of wine to go and hook up with Astarion at the Tiefling party. I feel like the next morning at 5 a.m. I could burst into her tent and be like, Shart, I didn't use a condom because he's undead. He's a vampire. I didn't think that he could reproduce, but what if he can? I need you to help me prevent a Renesmee Cullen situation from happening. She will mercilessly bully you, but she's got your back. I think both of our druids have a recipe for a potion prepared for this scenario. The problem with Jaheira is she's basically your adoptive mom, and there's nothing more awkward than having to ask your mom to drive you to the pharmacy to buy Plan B while she scolds you mercilessly for being so stupid. Of course she's helping you, but she's giving you this stare every time you go into your partner's tent for the next month. On one hand, I think Halsin is a very good option. I feel like he and Nettie were the people that you would go to in the Grove for your Plan B potion ritual. He will drop everything to help. He is not judging you at all, but he's Halsin. So while this giant man is preparing your ritual or your potion, he's going to wax poetic about how he sympathizes with how tempting it is to run into the Oak Father's embrace with no layer of protection between you and the forces of nature. The funniest option is Minthara. She may be evil, but she's very utilitarian, and if she's your friend, I think she's coming in clutch. But she's gonna be Minthara about it. Now, everyone else I've mentioned, I think you could burst into their tent sobbing at 4 a.m. and they would help you. Not Minthara. If you did that, she would off you. But if you come to Minthara, like, look, I had some unprotected adventures and I don't want to get knocked up. Can you do a spell for me? Minthara will say something like, I'm glad you came to me. It would be such a waste to see someone with your potential get weighed down by a weak man's child. Anyway, if you have any headcanons about this, please share them with me.